once watched a video where an egg was being fertilized by a sperm, and the graphic was so similar to this that I'm convinced it was a subversive message about all of us getting f***ed by Universal. Also, 45 seconds of logos might not seem that bad, but it's 2 f***ing logos. You know how many seconds 2 logos should last? 0 f*** logos. Nothing says whole bachelor pad quite like interior design choices inspired by the angular monochrome notes of a sterile garage.
Okay, you know what? Slow it down. Slow it down.
Hey, Annie, here's a tip if you want to power down and avoid the early release program. Say something unappealing like poopsicles or maggot pies or Cardinals fans. Also, woman wears a bra during sex in a movie even though bras are torture and should be discarded at the first opportunity cliche. We see these two in something like 19 1/4 positions, and none of this can be true because, to put it simply, sex does not last this long. Horsegasms. Parking under the hoop. What if Annie wanted to do some early morning layup drills, Ham?
You slipped over.
I did.
I thought we had a rule against that.
This morning after scene hits all the gender stereotypes like it's playing gender stereotype bingo, and that's a terrible game. On the one hand, this is a very uncomfortable situation to be caught in. On the other, after last night's sex position whirlwind, there's no way her lady bits aren't completely numb, so this fence can't hurt all that bad. Those are buildings. Movie cuts directly from Terry Crews' Terry's Crew doing sit-ups from a distance to some sort of lunges on the close-up shot. Not only is it impossible to move that quickly, but Terry didn't give you permission to get up, you low-life dirtbags.
You're supposed to slap it away. I couldn't.
You could, and you should.
It's too aggressive.
I don't
It's
care.
like,
Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. This movie is funny, and Wig's impression is just the tip. But also impersonating something that P comes out of with this much excitement. If movies are to be believed, there's a woman pushing a baby carriage on every block of every city. And also, most of them are full of cans.
It looks like you have menstrual cramps.
Douche Boss asks for her love is eternal face and dismisses it because it looks crampy. Do you know how hard it is to love someone during menstrual cycles? Well, I don't either, but that has to be the definition of true eternal love.
Why can't you be more like Kahlua?
Parents.
Look,
Can we invent a word for people that are way too eager to show their tattoo? Like, I just met you, Mia. I don't need to see your shoulder rhino. Stop being such a demo tat. No? Republish skin?
You know that tomorrow the rent's due.
Of course your rent is due, because how would we know you're truly in a bad place if the rent wasn't due? I mean, everything seemed so great, and then I was like, her rent is due? Holy balls, she is having a bad time.
because I want to eat an apple. Would you like some apple?
The director said, let's make sure and have the character declare they will be eating an apple and offer it to someone else to really warn people how it's pretty much an entire movie of assholes. Walking on a lawn in heels.
Painting those giant bangs was a royal pain in my can.
The bangs? The bangs? Those are curved lines with a gentle swoopy. The curls, however, look hard as hell. I do not understand artists.
holy sh**.
Right? Your window is disgusting. Is it that hard to wash it with your tears?
You have to punch it a few times.
Or you could have left it running for him. You know, like a person who knows it has trouble starting and also isn't a butt anus.
I can't believe Dougie's boss is a member here.
Or, even more surprising, the fact that you wouldn't know anything about this being a possibility of her new life with Dougie. Did Lil just forget to mention that they were around wealthy folks all the time?
They're disgusting. They smell. They're sticky.
Boys are sticky semen-spurting germ-infested rank creatures that should be shamed into bathing cliché.
I'm not with anybody. I'm here solo.
And you shall now be called Annie Solo, because that's how naming works.
You must be Annie's fella.
Nope, just another man that conveniently ended up standing next to her to beat the Annie is single isn't that terrible joke into the ground some more. You know, it's not a robust storyline about women until the introduction of the pretty girl we love to hate, because real women instantly devolve into an existential toilet spiral of unhealthy comparisons.
You're so pretty.
But so is she, right? And her. Aren't all these women beautiful? I'm so tired of watching examples of how media trains all of us to pay attention to what some horn dog think a goddamn beautiful woman looks like. Here's a challenge. Go yourself.
Everybody always laughs at that, but I'm not joking.
My responses when people react to my college girlfriend sins somehow makes it into the script.
Just sat and drank wine and ate peanut brittle.
Peanut brittle. I mean, it tastes fine when you eat it, but 3 weeks later, when you're still digging it out of your teeth, the taste has faded a bit.
And that's it for tonight. Thank you for coming.
Really quick.
Thank you all for coming.
I just wanted to say really
Dessert.
quick.
These back and forth speeches trying to trump each other go on for some time. Listen, I know weddings can get awkward. I once attended a celebration where the bride and groom had so many talented people together in one space they had a f***ing talent show the night before their wedding. And last minute addition was a woman who had apparently at one point crushed pretty hard on the groom. She took the stage and sang Adele's Someone Like You a cappella. That whole f***ing thing. And at the second pass of Nevermind, I'll Find Someone Like You, the crowd's shock had worn off and they sang along to pick up the cadence and make it end. My point is, this scene is more uncomfortable than that experience. And for the reminder of it all, you can take this gift.
Hey, look, if I was drunk, would I be able to do this?
Cop has time for this while standing on the road with no flares or warning cones.
You know what? Let's forget about this. Let's just forget this one.
I know we're supposed to be all caught up in the cutest of meets right now, but I'm pretty sure skirting the law as a way of flirting with the potential lawbreaker is forbidden. Any relationship that starts with a flirt skirt is not a relationship you want to be involved in.
And don't mention the whole Bill Cosby thing to him. It drives him nuts.
Then he should change his name. Seriously, he should. If you're wondering why this comedy is over 2 hours long, you could probably start with this cupcake baking montage. Who does Paul Feig think he is? Judd Apatow? Also, all that work for one cupcake? Get out of here, movie. Also, cupcakes now are more icing and fondant than cake. Fine, it's beautiful. Now watch me scrape your art into the trash can before I actually eat the part I paid for.
Do people really change?
I think they do.
Yeah, but I mean, they still stay who they are, pretty much.
Dear God, are we doing this again already? We get it. Women have friendship rivalries. I don't need to see these two spend another 5 minutes playing nuh-uh, like their dad is about to get turned into a llama. Sudden baby discount Adam Driver.
I gotta say, Annie's really good at this.
Movies are like, you know what humans do when arriving at restaurants? They stand out in the middle of the parking lot, arranged like they're at a family photo day at JCPenney and talk about the restaurant. Total normal human behavior.
I've got a new tube top. I want to cut the tags off. I'd like to take advantage of this opportunity.
What's stopping her from wearing a tube top while she goes about her normal life? Suddenly the driveway becomes a runway and the mail is an award. Make it work. Wear your clothes whenever you want.
I'm sorry, I want to apologize. I'm not even confident of which end that came out of.
Liar. Covered your mouth. I'll stand for a lot of things in my over-the-top comedies, but blatant whole confusion dishonesty is not one of them, damn it.
This is one of a kind. I don't think there's a question.
Actually, I have a question. If the dress is one of a kind, then how do you expect to get 5 of them? Huh? Words matter, Helen.
Everybody has the flu.
And welcome to 3 full minutes of farting, puking, and shitting in the street. This movie dares to ask the question, what if women did gross things too? Which, honestly, if you've ever had a sister, mom, or, I don't know, are a woman, you already know the answer. It was gross and dumb when the Farrellys did it. It was gross, dumb, and dumber when Jeff Daniels did it. And it's gross and dumb when women do it. So, welcome to the Gross Dumb Club. Congratulations, I guess.
No, I was thinking.
Is there a person on Earth who could have experienced the intestinal war zone of the previous scene, shit themselves on the drive home, and then f*** a man?
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, hi. Hey. Ho ho. Hee hee. How funny that we would meet at this place. Just at the moment, I am needing a distraction from my terrible life. Oh, ho ho.
Oh, yeah, that sounds rough.
The sex? Eating an almond while battling salmonella? Her mother's ridiculous hatred of drawing bangs? We'll never know what Annie actually told him, so we are left to assume this is in fact about Bryn's infected tattoo.
You know what? If I ever had a wedding, I'd like it to be like a carnival.
True story, I had a friend who told his fiancée he wanted a murder mystery wedding, where right before the announcement of the couple, the lights would go out, and then the bride would be dead when they came back on. And the reception would be figuring out which of the bridal party killed her. She married him anyway, but with a normal wedding. And honestly, this sin is for the fact that I was supposed to play the detective, and that was stolen from me.
Hey, you know, instead of stressing out about this wedding, you know what you should be doing?
One of the worst parts of this movie is that it's a real coin toss on whether his next line could be sucking my d or meeting my parents.
Put your left hand behind your head. Yeah. Just drop your left hip. I'm kidding.
Then why isn't it funny?
That was 91.
91?
Yes, can we go?
We can go.
Using reckless driving as a dating game. But why is her hair red on her bakery sign? She was blonde in the newspaper clippings and in the flashback. Why is her hair red? Wouldn't be a team-up movie without the badass slow-motion power walk, would it? Yes. Yes, it would.
Take 2, you'll fall asleep, wake up, and we'll be there. Here.
Casual and illegal. Prescription drug sharing is casual and illegal.
Becca, I just can't help but feel bad for you. You don't even know what you want.
Belittling someone else's sexual choices.
No, I have sex constantly. The sex is constant.
Are you having sex right now, Rita? Huh? Are you? No, seriously, are you?
Miss?
No, it's not me.
Look, this airplane section of the movie isn't terrible, but it's vaguely dull and forgettable. And when you're dealing with a cast with this much chemistry and comedic chops, if you can't get past vaguely dull and forgettable for large sections of the movie, well, it's just a misappropriation of resources.
Uh-oh. What's that?
That is a perfect example of harassment that happens to be sandwiched between 2 other instances of sexual harassment. It's almost like the movie wants us to think that behavior like this is okay if the woman is the aggressor. Also, where are the flight attendants throughout this accosting? Annie slips up to first class and is spotted instantly, but this goes unnoticed.
I have an announcement too.
Not only is no one watching over the rear attendance station, Annie just knows how to activate the intercom, and the intercoms can talk over each other? I'm 63.9% sure at least 2 of those things are unrealistic.
Everyone remain calm. I'm an air marshal.
An air marshal who apparently feels the need to loudly announce himself before taking care of a person using the intercom? Lackluster pucker mashing.
No, you're not fine. You're not fine, Annie.
Worst smooth criminal karaoke ever. Assuming all flights and transit buses were basically non-stop from Milwaukee to Casper International Airport and back, Annie has been on the road for approximately 24 hours at this point. Think she would want to go home and bathe the stench of failure off her body, but no, the lady needs to feel her feelings with a new love interest because nothing in this movie matters unless we're sniffing out the next relationship. Can Mr. Rebound just leave his job as an active duty police officer and go on a quick date? Sadly, this will not be the last time I ask this question during the movie.
Hope Lillian isn't going to be mad at me for too long.
Nah, she'd be alright.
Says the man that has never once met Lillian and has only known Annie for approximately 12 minutes total. So, maybe I've been f***ing strangers wrong, but is it normal to huff and puff and pant as if you're a starved dog? My pre-poke checklist is to go to the bathroom, scrape my tongue, look through the drawers for interesting things, and give myself a pre-poke pep talk.
I'm so glad this is happening.
Cool, now that she's got a man she can love, she just needs to get the best friend relationship sorted out, and she can be completely defined by her relationships. Am I misunderstanding the message of this movie? Seriously, I know that this movie passes the law of the Bechdel test by having a few non-man-based conversations throughout it. But if you stitch together all the times when the women in this movie make it about the man, it would be clear that it doesn't pass the spirit of the BT. Wait, this gives me an idea. Remember when she had to wake up early in the morning and get her makeup on so she'd appear beautiful to her asshole buddy? Yeah, it turns out she doesn't actually need to do that because her face is forever makeup perfect. Run, Annie, he's a morning cuddler.
I made you a cappuccino.
This is exactly the kind of man that would say he made her a cappuccino, and the fact that the script didn't know that is grounds for a sin.
Your workshop awaits.
Oh an actual woman get in the kitchen and make me a f***ing cake cliche has entered the goddamn building.
Come on, I know you haven't done it in a while, but it'll be great. Don't be silly, just get into it. You're so good at it.
Hey, how did they pilfer my precise pre-poke pep talk to my Pepe?
And woke up today and he was really sweet and nice and cute. So naturally, I ran out as fast as I could.
I mean, you're skipping the part where he was like, I went out and got a bunch of stuff so you could drudge up old painful memories while working hard to make me one of those tasty cakes I used to like before your business failed. Now get to baking. But sure, what's wrong with you for not settling for a cute guy?
Have fun having a baby at your prom.
You look like an old mop.
Jeez, movie, did you really need another extended sequence of women being stereotypically catty to each other? Just have them hiss at each other and be done with it already.
Remember when you thought I hit bottom? That wasn't bottom.
Unplanned pregnancies. You were doing so well avoiding pop culture paradoxes, movie, and then you had to go and bring Jason Bateman into it. If he exists in this world, then who played opposite of him in the hit 2009 film Extract? And why has no one mentioned how much Annie looks like Kristen Wiig? You even put him on that f***er twice. I swear people accuse me of hating movies, but the movies hated me first.
So awesome.
And plays right into the females be crazy trope that movies have been using to degrade women for years. But look at how funny it is when she throws things. Totally worth it.
Oh, Todd, Jesus, God. Right, Todd, have you lost your f***ing mind?
I find it very strange that the chocolate slinging was the tipping point for an intervention here. This, or this wasn't enough for anyone to step in and help temper an adult temper tantrum.
She does not get a party favor. She does not get a dog.
A dog? A dog? Here's your gift. It's 13 years of hard work and urine-stained carpet followed by an inevitable deep grief and sadness that may never relent. Thanks for coming.
I took 2 dogs already. They're in the back of my van.
They've died from heat exhaustion, but sure, technically, there are 2 puppies in the van.
And now here we are.
Is he the only police officer in the entirety of Milwaukee?
This happened because you didn't get your taillights fixed.
Tail lights? Brake lights, maybe, but tail lights? It was the middle of the day. Also, of all the things on my checklist, I didn't expect to mark off Chekhov's tail lights, but here we are.
For the record, Annie, you flirted with me.
Ah, yes. Textbook blame shifting. A perfect complement to shaming someone for smiling and being silly.
Thanks, officer. I can handle it from here on out.
Come on.
Agreed.
You know, you look tired.
I said this to a woman once. Turns out she decided not to wear makeup that day, and it was a massive insult, so the sin, as always, is makeup. When Annie's mom mentioned she had Netflixed Castaway, it was at least a couple days ago. And I'm sorry, but that's just inefficient Netflixing. Back in the day, if you planned it just right, you could have a movie every day with the 4-at-a-time plan. But you couldn't get sentimental. When you got those red envelopes, you bust them open, contract whatever disease was on the DVD sleeve, watch the movie, and get it in the mail the next morning.
Heal, heal, and heal. We're healing. Heal.
I have always found that the best way to teach a dog how to heal is to repeat the word a whole lot without actually showing them what it means.
I'm life and I'm gonna bite you in the ass.
This may reveal too much about me as a person, but I really think a friend who is willing to literally bite your ass to help pull you out of a funk is a good friend. So thanks, movie, for giving me ideas for our next staff meeting. Storing sugar and flour in separate cabinets. You gotta put all that stuff in the same cupboard because you've never lived until you've accidentally used salt in your cookies instead of sugar. Also, that's right, this movie has not one but 2 baking montages. Are we sure Jon Favreau didn't direct this? You'd think that Annie's first apology baked good would be for her lifelong best friend, whose wedding events have been constantly disrupted by her selfishness. But nope, this cake is for the cop she just met, just and just dumped. Long live priorities.
I don't feel sorry for you.
Me either. In fact, I'm having a hard time feeling sorry for any of you. Through the pettiness, bad choices, and terrible things you all continue to do, I'm having trouble finding my empathy button. Oh wait, I forgot to have it installed. Also, having this clear a conversation with the windows down on the expressway.
I don't think it was your fault. That was my fault.
Annie has been detestable this entire movie, and now she admits that the food poisoning at the restaurant was her fault, not the restaurant for preparing the food incorrectly. No, her fault. She straight up went into the kitchen, dumped the meat into a salmonella soup, and returned to her seat. Even worse, she ate it, did not draw attention to herself. Annie is the worst. The worst.
Rhodes!
In this next perplexing scene, despite being under the time crunch of finding Lillian before her wedding, this very evening, Annie performs a series of time-consuming, ridiculously illegal stunts to attempt to gain Rhodes' attention, rather than, calling 911 and asking a police officer she hasn't f***ed to help. Annie throws one can from the other side of the car at high speed, and not only does it somehow clear the car despite the wind resistance, but a whole group of other trash also miraculously shows up. The hell?
It's not a missing person until it's at least 24 hours. Have you ever seen CSI?
CSI? I mean, you're much more likely to learn that from Without a Trace. CSI just teaches you stuff like how long a muddy footprint stays fresh, or how to put sunglasses on after delivering one-liners from the tip of America's penis. This picture beside your bed.
My dad can't afford the wedding.
The wedding that is tonight. This is not how weddings work. Also, are budgets not a real thing when planning weddings? Do people let a bridesmaid plan the entire thing without any concept of monetary restriction or input of any kind? This sounds like a big ol' let's blame the rich girl for all our problems scapegoat situation, when in reality Lillian should have set some goddamn boundaries.
Dougie loves you more than anything, and so do I.
Aw, see, love solves everything. It will outlast the crushing debt from the wedding that will likely outlive her parents and all plastic in the ocean.
I'm gonna be fine.
She will not.
Don't you dare laugh.
How does the bride agree to wear a dress she does not like? How does this wedding work? Also, and more importantly, how did she get into this dress alone? Is that possible? Hold on.
Hey, Jeremy, what's up?
Quick question. Let's say I wanted to zip myself into a tailored wedding dress.
Uh-huh.
Just go with me here. How hard would that be?
Next to impossible.
Good enough for me. Bye.
If Helen had anything to do with this wedding, it is going to be perfect and tasteful.
The same Helen that picked out this wedding dress? Your confidence may be misplaced. F***ing fireworks, man. Those poor puppies. Can we find a less traumatic way to celebrate stuff than setting off bombs? Like, what about paper airplanes? Those things are pretty cool.
I am not paying for this.
Who is? Oh yeah, cool. Thanks for the gift of watching my favorite band's asses while they perform for everyone else. Super meaningful moment for me. Sure, the last 3 minutes of the movie are a glorified Wilson Phillips music video, but at least the movie didn't feel the need to tie up some pretty bows on the cop ex-boyfriend thing. Well,
So that might have been, I'm just going to kiss you now rather than just...
Before resolving the glaring issues between the two of you? You want to kiss? You know how complicated it is to suss out the depths of emotional baggage while tongue fencing?
Oh, I'm on duty.
And I need to put my uniform on.
Meaning that Rhodes drove to a concluded wedding in formal attire just to stand in front of his car like a knight in shining armor while on duty. What an ass. I wanted to send the happy ending cliche here, but it turns out that technically the movie ends with a porn parody that involves a sandwich. So...
Living at Dougie's house. How's it going with him anyway?
I feel like he's kind of been distant lately.
I hung out with Ted for like a little bit. He called me. He kept like putting it near my face. He's so hot though.
Any guy would be psyched to be your man.
He's honest.
See how many times Terry's called me. So gross. That's why he's been acting so weird. It's my fiance calling. This gentleman.
Dougie's boss is a member here.
This is my husband. It's your husband?
Okay.
This is my husband. You don't have a husband.
Go out and catch another dude to marry.
Fancy Lillian and Dougie on him.
Spend the rest of my life with Doug. He's a fucking asshole.
Sex with my husband. Balls in my face. I can't believe you've never been with anybody else.
Just Kevin. Kevin can only have sex.
But he hasn't kissed me. Him entering me.
Slept with a cop. Dougie was being great and very helpful. Perry never really...
I told Dougie I had to go get Q-tips.
Dougie loves you.
Dougie's curious. Did you let him sleep over in your mouth?
I did not sleep for 1 second last night, and I cracked the bottom of the toilet bowl.